We didn't have any comic books in our childhood. We knew nothing about superheroes like Batman, Superman or Spider-Man. That changed when we got cable TV. Then I turned on the Cartoon Network channel, and within 5 minutes my whole world was shaken. It was end of the episode from Superman animated series. Those 5 minutes opened my eyes to the world I never knew existed. A man was flying, fighting enemies and shooting lasers from his eyes. The best of it, he was very strong. My 8-year-old mind was blown away. When the episode ended, I never left the channel again, just so I could see more. After all Flintstones and other Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 50s, sometimes I would catch Batman the animated series, sometimes Superman, but the most of them I would like Spider-Man. Those few seconds intro with the rocking music really hyped me up, and I would be ready to enjoy those 15 minutes per episode. It was unclear what was happening of the series because it was the middle of season. All the enemies already have been established, but I did not care. It was the most wonderful thing I ever seen. Superheroes. You can imagine how a child who have watched those amazing cartoons seen a computer game of one of those characters he loved. I definitely wanted to play it. A friend I knew from childhood finally got it, and we watched that game on a 9-inch CRT screen. It was nothing what I saw on TV, but did not hinder our imagination finally control one of those wonderful characters. It would take few more years before Sony PlayStation would finally let everyone be Spider-Man. In the year 2000, the landscape of video games was ripe for innovation, particularly in the game genre of superhero games, which was just beginning to explore its vast potential. Amid this backdrop, Neversoft, a developer primarily known only for their groundbreaking work on Tony Hawk Pro Skater series, ventured into new territory with the release of SpiderMan for the PlayStation 1. The game was not just merely another addition to the burgeoning list of video games. It was a pioneer effort to bring the beloved comic book hero to life in an interactive form. Spider-Man set the new standard for how action-adventure could be blended with the superhero genre. Coupling detail with dynamic gameplay with rich woven narrative, it distanced itself by not only incorporating core elements from the Spider-Man lore, but also by harnessing the PlayStation 1 capabilities to offer an immersive experience that was both authentic and accessible for a broad audience. The release of the game marked a significant milestone in the evolution of superhero games, bridging the gap between comic book fans and gamers, and laying the ground for future innovation in the genre. When Neversoft undertook the development of Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1, they were primarily known for their expertise in skateboarding games, particularly known as Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. The background proved to be unexpectedly beneficial, as the fluid dynamic movement required for the skateboarding transitioned well into the acrobatic maneuvers of the Spider-Man. Faced with the challenge of adapting those mechanics to a completely different genre, the development team leveraged their expertise in creating smooth, responsive controls that capture the essence of Spider-Man movement very well. The development processes involved significant technical innovation, particularly in the terms of graphic game engine capabilities. Neversoft modded their existing engine, which was originally designed for Tony Hawk, to support vertical gameplay elements, which were crucial for authentic Spider-Man experience. This included climbing on walls, swinging from skyscrapers, and engaging in aerial combat tasks that required robust physics rendering techniques to feel realistic. Additionally, the team was committed to create a visually appealing New York City, but due to the limitation of PlayStation 1 console, they couldn't load the entire city. Therefore, they used a story about toxic gas to mask limitations. Adding to the development challenges, Neversoft worked closely with Marvel Comics to ensure that the storyline, characters and overall feeling of the game were true to the SpiderMan universe. This collaboration was crucial, incorporating various iconic villains and allies from the comics, which not only enchanted the authenticity of the gameplay but also enriched the narrative depth of the game. The soundtrack and voice acting were other key aspects of the development process, with efforts made to align those elements closely with thematic and emotional tones of the game. Voice actors were closely chosen to match those well-known voices of the characters from the various Spider-Man animated series.
Something funny's going on here. My spider sense is going full blast. But what could possibly be spider sense to you? Oh, the boys in blue again. Better hide. Best seat in the house.
You got a problem. Venom's got control of the Jumbotron in Times Square. He's been ranting for hours with a message for
so hard and so fast I don't have time to react, and I can't do that by myself.
Yeah, right. Sally McKnight. 1/16th blood on my mother.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world,
providing immediate sense of familiarity and continuity for fans. The successful fusion of Neversoft technological expertise and Marvel creative input culminated in a game that was both a technical achievement and fulfilled adaptation of comic book world, setting a high benchmark for future superhero games. The gameplay of Spider-Man on PlayStation 1 was revolutionary for its time, effectively capturing the essence of being a Spider-Man through a combination of engaging mechanics and immersive environments. Central to the game's appeal was web-slinging mechanics, a feature that allowed players to navigate through a virtual New York City with a fluid of realism and that has not been seen in previous superhero games. This mechanic was not just about transportation, it also integrated seamlessly into combat and puzzle-solving elements, offering players various ways to approach the challenge. Combat of the game was designed to be dynamic and accessible, incorporating a range of Spider-Man's abilities. Players could use a different web-based attacks such as web dawn to captivate groups of enemies or precision web shooting to a target-specific threat. Close combat was equally satisfying with combination of punches, kicks and acrobatic moves that could be chained together to create impressive combos. Puzzle solving also played a crucial role, with players needed to use their wits and Spider-Man abilities to process, whether by activating a switch with web shooting or deciphering a clue to unlock new area. Level design was also another standout aspect of the gameplay. The game featured an array of unlockable content, which included additional costumes to provide various gameplay benefits. These costumes, inspired by various comic book arcs, not only allowed for customization but also gave a player reason to revisit the game to unlock all the secrets and achievements in different game endings. I do remember playing this game quite a lot when I was a kid, because it was a game that lets you be a superhero. That's what every child is dreaming about. In my knowledge, there were no other games like it. It's hard to say whether this game was interesting to me because I was playing with my particular hero or because it was made by the people who care about what they were doing. The narrative of Spider-Man 1 for PlayStation 1 was skillfully intertwined classic elements from comic book with original storytelling. Creating a compelling adventure remains true to the character roots. The story begins with a simple yet intriguing premise. During a science exhibition, a false Spider-Man appears and steals important piece of technology. leading the real Spider-Man on quest to clear his name and uncover mastermind behind the theft. As the plot unfolds, players encounter a host of iconic characters from Spider-Man universe. The game features a diverse array of villains, each bringing their unique challenges and backstories into gameplay. Dr. Octopus, Scorpion and Venom are just a few adversaries Spider-Man must face, each preceded with moves and methods that reflect their comic book origins. The interactions with these characters are not only combat driven, but also serve to advance the plot and deepen the narrative experience. Moreover, the game does an excellent job for integrating allies who assist Spider-Man in his quest. Characters such as Black Cat, Daredevil and Human Torch make appearance, providing some information or just being a cool cameo. The story in Spider-Man game is really fun because it has a lot of cool little surprises and nods that makes fans of Spider-Man smile and make new players want to learn more about his adventures. The way that characters talk and joke around each other is just like how they do in Spider-Man comics.
Web, surf the web. Shut up, Brock, we don't have time.
Which makes it really fun to listen. The game reaches an exciting point where everything comes together and the Spider-Man has to use everything he learned to solve his big mystery and save the day. The ending is really good, but also makes you excited for more adventures, just like the Spider-Man comics that keeps going with new stories. Overall, the Spider-Man game does a great job of making you feel you're in the comics, while also giving a new and exciting adventure to play, in respect of the old Spider-Man stories, but also giving us something new, making it super enjoyable for both long-term fans and new players. When the Spider-Man came out for the PlayStation 1 in 2000, it was a really big deal for superhero video games. Before this, people were still figuring out the best way to turn the comic book heroes into video games. Spider-Man showed everyone that not only could superheroes be a hit with people buying them, but they could also get great reviews. The game was super good at showing what Spider-Man is all about. This true to comic portrayal won over long-time Spider-Man fans and brought new people who got to drive into Spider-Man world with fun, interactive way. Spider-Man also set the stage for many other superhero games to come. Its cool gameplay like swinging on webs and crawling on walls show how superpowers could be really fun to use in the game. Other games like Batman Arkham series learned a lot from what Spider-Man did. The game also helped to show that video games can tell deep, interesting stories just like movies or comic books. This game was a big deal because it helped more people realize how much fun and exciting superheroes can be. Also, it made a lot more people interested in them. It was a big step that helped make superhero stories a huge part of what we all enjoy today. Thank you for watching this video, hope you liked it, please consider subscribing and hitting a like button. See you another day.